This is Dan of 𝗥𝗲𝗄𝗡, and today we have the good fortune of having Gil with us. He's been coming to Boquete, Panama since the year 2000, and he spent a good deal of his life coming here often over the last 21 years.
21 years.
And he's a very unique story, and so he has a perspective about this part of the world and much of the world that I thought you guys would want to learn. And so welcome, Gil.
My pleasure, Dan.
So how many countries have you visited, and how long have you been traveling?
Well, you know, Dan, I'll be frank. I thought I had done 90 countries, but last night I was thinking about them in my dreams, you know.
Yeah.
And I think I've overdone it by 10, you know, so it's more like 80.
Okay.
But having said that, 80 countries in great detail.
Yeah.
Each country I've spent more than 2 to 3 months, so
Wow.
come to your own conclusion.
That's crazy. And what year would you say you started traveling? Because you move forward, don't you? I mean, you don't just like...
I've been traveling since I was born. Both my parents were diplomats, so you can imagine where we traveled.
Yeah, sure.
My father was a diplomat, a career diplomat for almost 50 years, and but really I started seriously traveling the last 50 years.
Okay.
That's a lot of travel.
That's a lot of
That's a lot
travel.
of travel.
So why are you in Boquete, and how long have you been coming here? What is it about Boquete that has you keep coming back for 21 years? 3
main reasons why I like Boquete. And many of those reasons I think also attract other people, obviously.
Right.
Number one, it's the fantastic, spectacular scenery here, Mother Nature. For me, also the fact that you have so many expats here from so many countries, which makes it interesting. And the third reason is the hiking. Great hiking, fantastic hiking. And there's not that many people, not that many places in the world you can say that. And I think the fourth reason, if there was a fourth reason for me, but it's not, is it used to be extremely cheap. For me, that isn't that important, but it's still very, very reasonable. Not as cheap as the Philippines or Vietnam or Malaysia, a lot of the Asian countries that are dirt cheap now compared to other places in the world, but still very, very inexpensive.
So it sounds. So what do you like most about Boquete? What would be the one thing you think stands out above all else?
Well, I think it's easy to live here. If you want to live here or retire here, it's fairly easy compared to other places in the world.
Right.
For many Americans, I'm an American, but for other expats also, it's very easy to adjust here. As you know, a lot of Americans find it difficult to adjust anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
As it is very difficult for a Japanese person. Since Panama has tremendous ties with the United States. Yeah. Because of the canal, obviously. Right. It's very easy, and you can find anything and everything here. Right. You know, you have PriceSmart here. You've got everything that you would find in the U.S. Yeah. Or in many other countries.
And all the foods too.
The foods, tremendous variety. Right. Tremendous variety. More so in Panama City, obviously. Boquete, even though it has fantastic restaurants, for a small village of 14,000 population, right? 15,000 population. We have like 60 restaurants. Yeah. I mean, that's unique, you know.
Yeah. And the diversity too.
There used to be 11 banks here. You can imagine the amount of money the expats bring to this little village. You know? Yeah, yeah. And of course that has made given opportunities for the locals to have jobs. Right. Which is very important. Yeah, seems like a good standard of living here compared to a very
other parts
high
of the world.
Standard of living. For expats, let alone for the locals.
Yeah. And so what would you say, what would be a range maybe for a single expat, maybe on the low end, all the way up to the high end? What are the ranges of the expats that you meet to the extent you know?
I'm going to give you a single.
For cost of living, for a single person.
For a single person. You might have to add a little bit more if there's a couple or a family. Right. I would say for a single person, it's gone up a lot in the last 5 years. Okay. A lot of the Americans that came here from Costa Rica originally, they came over here because Costa Rica wasn't everything it was promoted or they told them that it was. And most of Americans come here because of the the expense, but now that's gone up considerably.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you a rough estimate. A single person could live here very easily with his pension, with between 800 and 1,300.
Okay.
Very easily. That depends on your lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
Absolutely.
I mean, that could go up to 2,000.
Yeah, if you're drinking
it
expensive alcohol and going to expensive restaurants and living high in the mountain with a view and.
But having said what I just said, I'm talking three times a week. Go out and have food outside. You know, in a restaurant, a local restaurant.
Yeah.
Very easy.
Right.
And I'll give you an example of rents and what you would pay for water, for electricity. Okay. A rental you can find here anywhere between 300 to about 600.
Okay.
For a one-bedroom apartment or a large studio. You can even find homes, 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom homes for that. But it means you're going to have to do a little more research.
Yeah. A lot of footwork.
A lot of footwork.
Yeah.
And the best way to find an accommodation here is Airbnb, but using the long stays scenario.
Right.
A lot of people don't know about.
Right.
Craigslist.
Yeah.
And my favorite, asking the locals. But asking the locals means learning Spanish.
Yeah, of course. Although a lot seem to speak
English.
English.
That's another reason why Americans like it here. Most of the local people speak reasonable English.
Yeah.
So and they're used to it. In all the restaurants, you'll find somebody that will listen to you and can speak English.
Yeah, they seem to hire them for that reason. And
exactly.
In all the stores.
Exactly.
And then we actually see these big mansions up on the hill. So what's a high end that people come here and live on?
Very rich Americans come here. And also other expats from other nationalities. We have Puerto Ricans, we have Mexicans, we have French, Germans, English, etc. You know,
a spectrum.
Even Italian. So there's a large group of expats from all over the world. But of course, more Americans and a lot of Canadians as of late.
So what do you think high end? What would a big house be with a view?
Okay, you can find big houses. I'm talking 3-4 bedroom homes for anywhere between 1,500 to 2,000. Beautiful homes, but I'm talking mansions.
Yeah, you're talking really.
I'm talking mansions that you would pay thousands of dollars for in
$5,000 or
California.
$10,000. Oh yeah.
In California or somewhere else.
Right.
New York.
Yeah.
So if anybody comes here and has no problem with money, you're going to live like a king here.
Yeah. Really.
Very well.
The king's banker, really. Well, good. And so if you arrived today, how would you go about finding a place to live? Because you've been coming for so long. And
well, like I said, the best recommendation is ask the locals.
Right.
But again, Craigslist, I would use Craigslist.
Okay.
Airbnb is very good, but the Airbnbs here, the government is clamping down on the short-term Airbnbs.
Right.
And a lot of the locals now are going for monthly lets.
Yeah.
And but on Craigslist, the government hasn't been clamping down on Craigslist. You know?
Yeah.
So you're going to probably have a little more opportunity there. You know?
Okay.
But then having said that, the locals is what it's all about.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world.
Of course. Yeah, it's walking the neighborhoods. So you were saying that in the city, some of the Panamanians will rent smaller, like one-bedrooms that are less Americanized for less money, as low as you said $350.
Those cheap little houses or apartments or little bungalows, whatever they might be, are not quality accommodations.
Right.
Okay.
They're more local.
They're more for local. They were built for local Panamanians. Okay.
Right.
Typical Panamanian homes.
But they would have like a kitchen with a gas oven.
A normal, you know, all the basic stuff.
Yeah.
Some of them might even have a washer and a dryer, you know.
Yeah.
But it's not all quality, you know, decoration, etc., etc.
Right. And those go
very, very simple, very basic.
And those go from like 350 to 450.
Anywhere between 250 to 400.
And would that be with
something like that, for example? You know.
Would that be with utilities, or you pay your own utilities?
No, you have to pay your own utilities.
Wait, something like.
But remember that water here is dirt cheap.
Right.
It's basically free.
Water's free, yeah.
My water bill in one of my homes is like $8 a month, you know.
Yeah.
Peanuts, you know.
And then electricity's probably not that bad too, because you don't have you don't need air conditioning here, right?
Exactly. You probably wouldn't need it going down to David.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
I have fans, for example, in my homes, but I never use them.
Yeah, yeah. So what's an electric bill in a one-bedroom apartment without AC because you don't need it, and a gas stove?
In all my homes, in all my properties, I've never had a bill go over $65.
Okay.
And that's a lot. You know?
That is a lot, yeah.
That is a lot. You know? Normally, your electric bill will be like 20 bucks. You know?
Right.
15. That sort of scenario.
Yeah.
There's 3 rentals there. 2 studios and one bedroom. The one bedroom costs $200.
$200 for a one bedroom.
The other ones cost $150.
Okay.
But I know an American that's living in one of them. You know?
Yeah.
Great.
Gil said this house rents for about $250 a month. It's a nice neighborhood. You'd have to cut the lawn back and everything, but give you an idea of the low end.
That's 500.
That one's 500. This one rents for 500. It's an Airbnb. You'd have to rent it long term though. Well, Gil, it's been a real pleasure meeting you on this trip. Chung and I have both really enjoyed your company, and we want to thank you for coming on the channel and sharing with our subscribers, because you have such an incredible base of knowledge. And Gil?
Okay, it's been my pleasure.
Hey, if you liked our video, please like, comment, or subscribe. Any of that would help our business. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Click the link in the notes below this video to get a copy of this content. Plus, grab a free copy of my ebook, How I Fired My Boss and Traveled the World for 13 Years. While you're there, check out our catalog of retired cheap reports all over the world and our hobby income course that we just released. Thanks so much.